Hi everybody and welcome back. I wanted to hop on here and I saw this palette. It is a really cloudy, really stormy day and I have been like obsessed with just neon and summer colors, and I saw this one of the newer Morphe palette releases and these colors were just like screaming my name. So I picked it up. I want to try it out. I don't really have a lot of more. I have the 350, which is like obviously like one of the big OGs, like one of the big ones. I have the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe palette, and those two are wonderful, but I haven't really branched out and tried anything else other than like anything that's affiliated with other YouTubers. So I wanted to try this guy out and just see if how they perform. And I thought these colors were beautiful, so we'll see what I create today, who knows. But it's just a really gloomy day, and I was like, I need to look like summer at least. So I'm probably even going to do foundation that's darker than I am and just bring it down because I have a high neckline and just try to look a little bit more alive. I only have mascara on right now. I had some makeup on, I just took it all off to kind of just sit down and do this quickly. So I'm gonna do a voiceover because we've got lots of commotion going on in here. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy, and I just wanted to sit down and just get back to filming and editing and yeah, just gets my mind off things, you know? So bring some light into this gloomy day and clear my mind a little bit. So I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe if you haven't already. I'm just trying to get to 100 people, and it's hard. It's so hard with all these different social media platforms to give everybody the attention that they deserve and to grow them all. It's tricky. So I love and appreciate your support, and all my clients and who have become like family. I just really appreciate you guys. So if you don't mind just sharing this and following, it means so much. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you at the end. So to start, I'm taking the Cover FX gripping primer, and I am going to really rub that in and activate it in my skin and really push up and not down and all around. The more you kind of mess with it, the grippier it gets. So that's what I'm doing there. Now I'm taking a pore filling primer, and I'm just going over my areas that are more prone to fine lines and pores and kind of filling that in. And pushing that in with my finger, I really feel like when you use the warmth of your fingertips, it really melts the product down into your skin, and I'm doing that around my smile lines as well. I just feel like it helps and smooths everything very nicely. Now I'm taking the foundation, the Graftobian palette, and I am using the Jaclyn Hill brush, and it's a nice foundation brush. I really actually like it, and I'm just going in with a shade darker like I mentioned in the beginning. I am going much darker with my foundation because I have a high neckline and I wanted to look a little tanner than I was. So the magic of makeup, the power of makeup, whatever you want to say. So I'm just taking that all down my neckline and my chest, and even when I'm doing a color that does match my skin tone pretty well, I still take a powder foundation typically and go down my neck and chest, just because I'm more prone to redness and pink and discoloration, so I just like to make sure everything looks even and seamless. So just buffing that into the skin, really blending that in. It really helps to distribute it, and then I like to go over with a sponge as well afterwards to really blend it in. Now I'm taking a contour shade, and I am going to put that in the areas where I want to add depth and warmth back into my face and really kind of chisel out. I usually go above the hollows of my cheekbones a little bit, because by the time I blend it out it gets lower. I don't want it to get too low. So I'm taking my Clarisonic with the foundation brush attachment and just blending that out. I find that it gives such an airbrush finish, and I really love to blend a cream contour out using this tool. So now I'm taking concealer. I'm going to be highlighting the parts of my face that I want to bring out and bring forward. And I am taking that all down the center of my face, and then I'm going to be blending that out. Again, it looks absolutely crazy, but these steps really do add the contours to the face and the highlights to the face, and then we will set everything in place. And it really just adds that definition and that dimension that we're looking for back into the face. I also like to take setting spray, and I like to do it layer by layer. This is definitely a full glam look, and I usually do this on my brides as well, just because I really like to set each and every single layer. I find that it blends in and it stays long, and it's wonderful for the super long and hot months and days that we have here in Florida. So I love doing that. Again, I'm taking this brush and really using patting motions again, always patting, and blending that into my skin. And then afterwards too, I'll take a sponge and do the same thing to absorb any extra products, that way we don't get cakey. So after I blended out my concealer, I definitely thought I looked nice and bright and lighter again. So I kind of like to go back in with either a spray foundation or another contour shade to kind of add that warmth back into my face. And so I'm doing that here with that brush and just some extra product. And I'm going to take I'm going to do more probably precision, yeah, just contouring my lips. But I am going to also go in with the Dior Air Flash foundation again, and really just kind of add that warmth back into my face. And I do find that for super glam or for photo shoots or for videos or for whatever the case may be that's just extra, I do love to use the Air Flash foundation to put it over top of everything, because it's super lightweight and really smooths absolutely everything out. And now I'm taking the Maybelline Fit Me powder, and I am, well, I don't know why that's out of order like that, but like I said, I'm using the Air Flash, and then I'm going to use the Maybelline Fit Me. You see I'm just stamping that onto my face like that, a very light layer, just on the contours of my face again, to kind of make sure everything's blended out. So I'm not too white by my concealer, but not too dark by my foundation. And now I'm just going to take the Maybelline Fit Me powder and set my face, again, taking away any creasing before I set it, and then I am now pressing that all into my skin. I love the Maybelline Fit Me powder. It's absolutely beautiful, and it just makes your skin look flawless. So that's what I'm doing all over my face here. She's Perfect or You're Perfect powder. It's like a smoothing powder to really make sure everything's flawless. And I'm taking the Becca and Khloe Kardashian palette and using the bronzer in that, and another Jaclyn Hill brush, and just again warming up my face now. I've done all the base as far as the canvas goes. Now I'm just adding that warmth back into my face and around my hairline, temples, cheekbones, and then I'll do my nose and under my chin as well, which is a really great reference points for bronzer, pretty much in the shape of a 3 around the face, to really add that warmth back into it. Now I'm taking another pressed powder, and I am just doing that, stamping that, pressing that onto the rest of my face. I do that, and obviously I'm being asked a lot of questions, but I do that because I want to make sure the translucent powder is nowhere to be found, and there's no flashback on a camera for photos, and it just makes the skin look flawless. I know this sounds like and feels like a lot of product, but it really does ensure more of an airbrush finish, longevity of the makeup, and really just makes everything look cohesive and as smooth as possible. So that's what we're looking for. Now I'm just adding in that warmth, like I said, just doing a very soft contour on the nose, back into around my nose. You don't want to make, even if you don't want to contour your nose heavily, you do want to make sure that you are adding some warmth back into the sides of your nose, just because you don't want your nose to be white and the rest of your face to be warm. Now I'm taking the blush from Buxom, which I absolutely love, and just doing that on the apples of my cheeks and brushing that all the way back to my hairline to add some color. I didn't want to do anything too bright, just because I am obviously going to be doing a really pink eye, so I just wanted to add that tone back into my face, that color back into my face, and I'm taking that bronzer brush and blending that back out. It's really good to kind of go back and forth and really make sure everything is cohesive by using those same brushes to kind of blend your blush in with your bronzer brush and vice versa, just so everything can kind of blend perfectly. So that way there's not too much blush and there's not too much bronzer. I'm just dusting off all that transition powder. Yeah, so it's a great way to make sure everything blends out smoothly. And Isaac, I have my little assistant helping me. You guys can't see him in the frame, but he likes to go through my drawers. So, and then that's that powder brush. So then I just stamp over my face again in the center of my face just to again blend out any harsh lines. And now we're going to highlight, which I love this Gilded Lily from Lorac and the Jaclyn Hill highlighting brush. And I'm just taking that on the high points of my face, like my cheekbones, and also my tip of my nose, down the bridge of my nose, and all that fun stuff, just to really add that glow. And I love this highlighter. I think it's totally underrated and not talked about enough, but I think it's absolutely beautiful. So I highly recommend it. And then I'm taking, like I said, my blush brush and blending that out, and because again everything goes cohesive that way, then I just go back in order again just to make sure that everything blends out with no problem at all. Now after I'm done with my highlight and all my face products, especially all my powders, I love to take a good setting spray and really spray that into the face and fan it out, just because it really makes everything melt into the skin versus sitting on top of the skin, especially for the highlighter. And now I'm taking the brow. I'm just going to do the brows real quick, come back with brows on. That brow pencil that day was giving me such a problem with the color. I don't understand what happened. But anyway, I'm taking that palette that I talked about in the beginning and I'm taking the lightest shade and using that as a transition in my crease and really, really blending that out to kind of give my eyes a base before I go in with all the color, because that really does help with transitioning. And really, I use that with a really, really fluffy brush, and now I'm taking the color underneath it. It's super hard to hold that palette with a smaller, more concentrated, dense brush, and then going right below that color to really build out that outer corner. And I like to give my eyes a base. I would have gone in with a better eyelid primer if I would have known the pink stains pretty well. That's just kind of how pinks are formulated. But it is good to give your eyes more of a base for that. And so I just start off with some browns because again, once I add the pigment on top of it, it really I found helped blend out a lot easier. So now I'm just doing that in the outer corner. I'm taking that big fluffy brush again and blending that out on top of that. And now I'm taking a more vibrant color and starting to build that pigment on the outer corner. This is more of a fluffy blending brush, but it is precise. I do like that about it. That's an Essence brush. Super affordable. I think it's $3.99 for that brush. So affordable. And again, with pigment, guys, whenever you're doing like more of a, what kind of look would it be? Smoky or vibrant. It's a lot of blending and a lot of back and forth. It's dipping that brush, blending it out, and building up that pigment, because usually when you blend it out, the pigment kind of goes away as well. But if you constantly go back and build it up, it will work. It just takes a little extra time, so just be patient with it. That's what I did a lot here. That's why I'm fast forwarding it so fast, just because it is a ton of blending. So now I'm taking even more deeper shade that I found in the palette and really getting that really low to my lash line, and then I kind of take a fluffier brush and build it up. It's really playing with it. You have to know your eye shape too. Like you see here, I do a lot of my blending with my eyes open, slightly looking down, because my eyelids, I have hooded eyelids, so it helps me to make sure I'm looking down and kind of opening my eye to see it, because I've done looks in the past, like when I first started out, I would do a beautiful look and then I'd open my eye and it would be gone because my lids cover it. So I have to do my shadow, my eyes with my eyes open and adding that into it, just because that's how I make sure that I get the colors in the right spot so you can see it. Now I'm just doing my bottom lash line. I'm really just mimicking the top just to kind of make sure that I'm tying in the color. You don't want to have a super heavy lid and overdone without doing something on the bottom. So now I'm going to cut my crease because I want it to be matte in the center, and so I'm using a concealer for that and a really tiny Wet n Wild brush. And I am just literally stamping it, and I open my eyes and look up, and it maps out for me as someone with hooded lids where to put that. And I really loved how this turned out because it almost looked like I put a shadow on it. I did set it with a little bit of white shadow, but honestly that was mainly the concealer that did it, mixed in with the pink, and made it like a pastel pink. It was so pretty, and I love the way it turned out. So now I'm just adding more of a darker, like the vibrant purple in the outer corner, and again just blending it, literally just going back and forth. just, even if I wanted to slow this down and explain this to you, it's just, you have to work at it and go back and forth, back and forth. And yeah, and then I'm taking mascara on my bottom lash line, and I am just going to do it at the top too, because you just want to prep your lashes for the false lashes. And I'm going to, while that mascara is drying, I'm going to take these Jaclyn Hill lipsticks, and I don't even think she's selling them right now, so I'm not really going to give you the names just because it doesn't matter. But I'm using a nude, I think it's nude, Amazeballs and Nude AF in the center, and I really just love that combo. I really liked the way these felt and looked. So you can see I'm looking at it up close, and now I'm going to look for something. Who knows? Oh, I'm going to go get the lashes, I'm sure. Just a cute little baby in the background. Look at him. So cute. Aww. Little Isaac, he just wants to be next to me all the time. So I went ahead and applied a lash off camera. I just used Duo Glue, and these are the Tati lashes. I think TL6, and I'm just letting that lash glue completely dry pretty much and get super tacky, and then just applying it. That was Eli yelling in the background, "I have to pee, mommy." So thank you, Eli. But yeah, I am just squishing those together now. That's why I like to do a little bit of mascara beforehand, because as the glue dries, they really just mesh between the natural lash and the artificial lash just seamlessly, and I'm just pushing them together again, and then pushing them up and down to really bend them. These are definitely fuller lashes that I would not wear to Walmart or Target, but yeah, you get the idea. So it just helps to make them look more effortless. And then I did use a liner over top that you didn't see here, on my waterline and on my lashes too, to make sure everything looked seamless. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I sure did. It's one of my favorite looks, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Bye.